think that is going to be as good as it gets. So let me turn on the backup light. The idea, chat, was that the fire was going to be bright enough so that you could see us by the firelight. It's not quite working out that way, so I've got a backup light here just in case.
Well, the fire's doing okay.
The fire's doing all right.
Do you want me to put another log on before I sit down?
No. I think we gotta let it burn.
It's lit.
It is lit. It is lit. But those fire starters that I got were kind of disappointing. One is actually.
I think the lint worked better.
The lint did work better. But good evening, everybody. You should be able to hear. Yeah, you're going to be able to hear us just fine because that's there. But as you can see, we changed up the. You can't see my wife, but don't worry. If the fire gets brighter, you'll see her. Oh man, I'm trying to think of any other way we can.
You can't put it sort of at our feet down there.
Let me try that. If we put it there, you might be able to see the both of us.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Underlit.
Underlit.
This would be a great Halloween stream.
This was the idea, right? The idea was that you were supposed to see only silhouettes or parts of us while we do the fireside lore. But the fire's been acting weird. The first time I did this, it was so bright that I was able.
And the heat was coming off.
Well, the heat was coming off pretty.
Did you have more wood on it, maybe?
No, I actually have more wood on this than I have elsewhere. But it could be the wood itself. Maybe I just have a different kind of wood.
It's also probably got quite wet over the last.
No, because also if you look at it, the inside of the wood is fine. But it's either that or we debate about how the fire looks, and we never get to reading lore. So everybody, hey, how are you? We're going to be talking to this one. That one's for the fire. This one's for us. This one right here.
Oh, I was just reaching for my drink.
I know you were. So how you doing, everybody? For those of you who are new to the stream, I'm the Tea Monster. Feel free to call me Tea Monster. I don't even know where to look. Feel free to call me Tea Monster, or Twitch Dad. I'm joined by Twitch Mom, and it is in fact fireside lore.
It's a nice evening to be out here.
It is so much nicer than the last time. The last time we did this, it was sweltering hot, muggy, and I'm not going to lie, it was very uncomfortable. And then to add to insult to injury, I was out here barefoot. Pip was not.
I'm out here barefoot, but I sprayed myself for bugs.
Pip sprayed herself down. I did not, and I was eaten alive. Literally, I counted on one foot 12 bug bites, and that was 1 foot, and there were more bites on the other foot. So yeah, it was a real uncomfortable couple of weeks for me. But this is called fireside lore, and for those of you who don't know what fireside lore is, what it is that I have on my channel, like many other Twitch streamers have, I have what are called channel points, and my channel points are called golden gears. And when you redeem 10,000 golden gears, you redeem me reading one piece of lore, and this stacks. So for every 10,000 piece of golden gears you redeem, you get one piece of lore. And right now we have roughly 12 pieces left of 22 pieces of lore that people have turned in. So for everybody who's been turning in stuff, I really want to just say thank you very much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. The thing was, I started doing this like in July, and Pip enjoyed it so much, she came out and was starting to join me with it, and now we're both reading lore. And the thing is, Pip doesn't even play Destiny.
I do know the lore a little bit, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm learning more as I go along.
Yeah, so this has been fun. So here's the thing. I've been itching to do lore about Savathun, because a lot of what's been happening in Destiny has been very Savathun related. Problem is that there's no real book on Savathun. Savathun appears in a bunch of little places, but there's not a book on Savathun exclusively. So I went on ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to go on ahead and try to find another book that is a little better than just randomly hopping from one thing to the next, one piece of grimoire to the next. And I came across a book that I think would be fun to read. And this is based on the character that Nathan Fillion played for many years in Destiny. This is The Man They Called Cayde, and that's the name of the book. It is a collection of Cayde's memoirs over his time as a guardian. And I thought that would be a great way, because, with everything that has been happening in August, everything that has happened just in this past weekend with the death of Chadwick Boseman, a brilliant actor, a brilliant human being, I just figured, maybe we should read something from Cayde's memoirs, because it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead. We have 13 pieces of lore here, which should basically take care of all the pieces of lore, and then we start fresh on Monday night. And when I start streaming again, I say when I start streaming again, but I've been streaming pretty much with the exception of yesterday. I've been streaming all weekend.
Yeah, we streamed a lot on Friday.
We streamed a lot on Friday. And for those of you who joined us for the Great Wing Off, thank you very much. We wound up raising $75 for No Kid Hungry. Not a lot of money, but that's 750 meals for kids. So, not complaining. Not complaining one bit. But this is for us. This is for all the people who donate, who donated golden gears, and this is the first of 13 pieces we're going to be reading tonight. This is from the book The Man They Called Cayde, and this is called Deal. All joking aside, maybe I've made mistakes. Maybe some more recently than others. Hard to believe, I know, but maybe it's true. Maybe. Here's the thing about mistakes. You learn from them. Again, this is assuming the theoretical concept of me having made some mistakes is true. So yeah, maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn from these very hypothetical slip-ups. Turning inward, they call it. They being Ikora. Eris calls it something different. Eris calls a lot of things something different. I miss that girl. But here I am, stalling, buying time. This ain't easy for me. Thought it would be. Easy, I mean. Or at least easier than this. Thought a lot about things would be easier. Hell, I thought a lot of things about a lot of things. But maybe that's what makes me the person I am. Makes any of us part of humanity. All our big thoughts and big plans, hopes and dreams, and all that squishy nonsense. Okay, fine, look. If I'm playing at honesty, and I think that's what I'm trying to do here, maybe those hopes and dreams are all that really matters. Just not losing sight of them is the hard part. Life is full of those little distractions that fudge the edges, makes those hopes and dreams a little blurrier. That's the power of maybes, I suppose. The temptation of playing both ends against the middle. Maybes provide wiggle room. And I like my edges fudgy. And I loves me some wiggle room. But if I'm going to stay true to this whole rambling Dear Diary, how you do your business, guess what I'm saying is I'm sick of maybes. And if I'm a straight shooter, and I'm nothing if not, then I've got to shoot straight. Even when there ain't a gun in my hand. So let's keep this between me and you, okay? Here's the deal. My name's Cayde 6. And this is my story.
I think I killed it.
And my wife just killed the fire. It's not fun, honey. What were you doing?
I don't know. I was
busy doing lore, and you're busy futzing with the fire, which was doing. No, you've lost. No, you got to build the fire back.
Okay.
Nice. I had it going just fine.
I know.
What were you thinking?
I was spreading it around a bit.
No, you were putting it out a bit. All right.
Good thing you've got that light there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'll get it going.
Will you? I mean, that would be quite the accomplishment now. Yeah, you did a great job of killing it, hon. Wow. What did you do? Yeah, you have effectively put out the fire. Congratulations.
No, it's not quite out.
Honey, it's not quite going either. There's one life hack we haven't tried that we could try, and that's well, can you find the lighter fluid for the tiki torches? We might have to throw that on the logs because that's all we got. because you have effectively put out the fire.
This is why you don't let women go with fire, isn't
Well,
it?
this is why I don't know what you... You know how hard I worked to build that fire? Fireside lore taken out by one Kiwi.
One Kiwi's mission is to kill the fire.
I don't like the fact that my husband is making a mood. Therefore, I will kill the fire. I love you, darling. But wow. Okay, wait. Instead of making a bad situation worse, here, hold on a second. Now we get to the comedy part of tonight's routine.
Okay.
Here, you hold on to this, my phone, and keep it on the fire. I'll be right back. Don't touch nothing.
Better make it quick. I kind of collapsed the fire, didn't I? I'm never going to hear the end of this. We have some cardboard inside. I think the problem is that all the carbonized bits of the wood I pushed down and now they're sitting on the fire. And now I've got smoke in my eyes. Oh dear. Kiwi don't know much about fire, as we've just obviously established. I did help it when I put the, there's a little bit of, okay. Well, do you want to put the wood back on, that fresh bit of wood, before you do that? And
Can I have the light?
yes, I'm going around here to give you...
Stan, you need to put the light over here, Stan.
Oh, yes.
If this works, it also means it's got repellent on it as well.
Oh, yeah, and yeah. Give it a second. There you go. I gave it a little kickstart. Woo! I gave it a kickstart. I don't need the light anymore.
No, you don't.
Good thing we had that then. I didn't even know we had any of that. There's still a bit left. Just in
Still
case.
a bit, just in case.
Just in case the Kiwi has another go
Just in
at it.
case you decide you want to take the fire out again.
Do you want me to put another log on it? A fresh one that's not me?
Sure, provided you don't put it out.
I'll put it on top. No, I deserve that. So there's no kitty meowing. Am I doing the next?
I suppose you are, yes.
Good. You can keep it on the fire then.
Yeah. Let me turn this off first. Hi, Bucket. And I see you there, Steampunk Rick. Hold on. Hopefully now the fire will be.
I noticed the wood at the bottom is a little wet.
Oh, stop it! That had nothing
No, I
to do
picked
with
it. I just picked it up. The piece at the bottom, at least, is a little wet.
Oh, we still need the back. We still need the backup light. Still need the backup light. But give it a moment here. That should. The good news is that the stuff we just the lighter fluid that we just threw on the wood is insect repellent. So it should also keep the mosquitoes away. I learned that life hack yesterday.
I learned it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, there you have it. I was this time old. Okay. So the way to read for Cayde is basically read like Nathan Fillion would read.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing tonight, everybody. We're doing tonight the tonight's lore is from the book The Man They Called Cayde, and
let's see how my Nathan Fillion is.
Yeah, and that's what this book is. It's The Man They Called Cayde.
Cool. Now, to be clear, yeah, the plan is to tell it like it is, but don't expect every little detail to play out. I'm going to hit the important stuff, sure, but what I'm really after here is a sense of me. Because once you understand me, you just might understand where I'm coming from. Why I do the things I do and why I've done the things I've done. So, read between the lines if you have to. But, end of the day, everything that matters should be readily apparent. If not, you're not paying attention. So, here goes. Us exos are haunted. Sounds ominous, I know, and maybe a bit of a stretch, but really it's the best word. Kind of sets the stage in a way the raw facts don't. See, Guardians all have got past lives, but unless you returned with any definitive info on your personality of your person or in proximity, I'm looking at you, Bray, that past life or lives was or were wiped clean, gone, reborn in the light and all, you become what you become. Exos, though, we've got ghosts in our machines. Not capital G, open doors and know things ghosts. I mean, like fragments of, I don't know, pieces of something that could be memory. Whatever it is, it's enough to give us a starting point to maybe, possibly, imagine who we were before we became who we are. And then there's the dreams. But I ain't touching that with a 10-foot arc staff. Me? I'm one of the lucky few. The fudgy flashes of that old exo life weren't all I had to go on. See, the me that was in my life before my trusty capital G ghost found me kept journals, like mementos, fragments of my prior life that give me a baseline of who I was. And journals are personal, and I keep personal close to the chest. I've shared a few pages, sure, but only with the right-minded types who can find a little value in seeing the man behind the myth. Yeah, myth. I said it. Who are we kidding? You've heard of me. Who hasn't? Point is, I don't make a show of personal business. First, because it's my fuel to burn. Second, because Big Blue ain't a big fan of his guardians poking around what they used to be. Something about duty, rules, not losing sight of why we were chosen. But more than any of that, most of us, the chosen ones, don't have the luxury of a past, so rubbing it in doesn't seem right. Look, all I know is when I rejoined the land of the living, the pre-light version of me was kind enough to lend a guiding hand. I took that hand, gave it a high five, and its example the best I could. All this time, I may not know my true purpose.
And Hexman with that follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to Fireside Lore. Please do continue. On. You're doing great.
All this time later, I may not know my true purpose. I leave the big-ticket existential questions to the warlocks, but I know this. My calling is to do good. Maybe not always to be good, but do good. There's a difference. And if I don't always go about it in a manner that fits the textbook definition of hero or team player, I'm looking at you, Big Blue. Just know, I might dance to my own tune, but we're all in the same hoedown. Or something like that.
Yep, your Nathan Fillion is pretty good.
It's pretty good? I got a pretty decent...
It's pretty on point. It's pretty on point.
I've watched a little bit of Nathan Fillion in my time.
We know some Nathan Fillion. We know some Nathan Fillion here. Okay, well, looks like... Do you want to shift around the logs a bit?
No, I apparently do not want to shift around the logs.
Okay, all right.
Apparently, I'm not going anywhere near that.
Well, because there's that one log that's slightly out that you should probably try to fix.
Which one?
It's the one on the far outside
this
of the
one?
file. Yeah, the one that's going this way, not this way.
This
Just
one?
shift it. Yeah, that one. There's the hook. There's the hook. You know what to do.
You mean this one here?
That one there. That's the one you should probably move.
You want it more in?
I want it on the other side because right now the fire is off center. So pick that up and then move it on the other side. That's it. You got this.
Here?
And drop it in. Perfect. Hopefully the fire will move in that direction. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Fire Management 101, everybody. We're working on it.
I'm now taking purely directions only.
Yep. Because the first one killed the fire. So she missed her calling. She should have gone to the fire brigade. All right. So, again, this is Fireside Lore. We're reading from the book A Man Called Cayde. And this one is called First Stake. Made a deal with myself long ago. people needed help and I could do the helping, I would. So I do. Yeah, what that help returns is a bit of loot or goodwill my way, all the better, but there's never been a cache I robbed or a stash I hid that didn't offer something to those in need. Not many people know that. Fine by me, I don't like to brag. True, I never wanted the Vanguard's life, but that's not because I didn't see its value. Just that its value fit others better than me. Besides, few can do what I do. Hell, few would even try. I mean, come on. It's me. The places I've been, the trouble I've seen, caused, whatever, was a time Shiro and all the crew and me would do more good doing bad than the mightiest Titan ever dreamed. The trails we blazed, the supplies we recovered, pilfered, filched, scammed, stole, found, uncovered, looted. We weren't the only ones, but the world outside the city got a whole lot bigger, thanks to us. Yeah, sure, I don't get out as much, but I'm fixing to change that. Zavala wouldn't like it. Never does. Ikora will try to convince me otherwise. Always does. But we've seen how precious our light is. How fleeting. Gotta use it while we got it. Do good, be good, push the limits, take back what's ours. And that was my first bet. All in, day one. I bet on myself. I saw the edge of those dark ages. You heard the stories. If not, look 'em up. Scary stuff, real eye-opener. I've seen the city grow, fall, and grow again, stronger. I've seen the best of us, and the worst. And I'll fight to ensure we stick around long enough to see that best turn to better and that worst fade to memory. So yeah, I'm a loudmouth and a braggart, and I'm quick with a blade and fast on the draw. And if you need it found, fought, killed, saved, or stashed for safekeeping, you can do it better. But in the end, I'm only good because he was good. I like to think I learned that from myself. That the notes left by the me that was before me set the stage. At 5, figured back in those dark days that 6 might not turn out all that nice and end up as 7. So that former me wrote me a roadmap to the version of him, or me, that would be a better man. So whatever hand I was dealt, when the bet was placed and it was time to call, no matter what, I had an ace and a queen up my sleeve. Meaning I couldn't lose. Meaning the better man would always win. I miss Cayde. This is making me miss Cayde. I miss Cayde. Thank you, Panic. Thank you. I'm only as good as the person I share the stage with. And I'll tell you something, this O-ring is finally coming in use.
It is actually useful to...
Well, the thing I noticed is that this light ring that I've got down here, I've been trying to figure out a way to use it, and use it properly. And this is what I've got to improve in my own studio, is the sense of lighting. Because the fire is creating some lighting, but then I need some lighting from here. And I found out that I could take the white, make it yellow, and then dim it.
Oh, it has a setting for yellow?
Yeah, it has a setting for yellow and a setting for dim. So I dimmed it a bit. So now it actually looks like we've got some light from the fire, and the fire flickering here.
Yeah, it's not so like
it's
fluorescent
it's
light.
It's not like a fluorescent light thing. But yeah, I can adjust it even more. That makes it brighter. This makes it darker. That's as dark as it goes. And then I think the one in the middle, yeah, that makes it, yeah.
Well, I like that one best. That
So
one
there
sort of matches the fire.
It matches the fire, and then when the fire gets going, we pick up the flicker. So, and you'll notice this time too, chat. For those of you who are new to who are not new to Fireside lore, if this is your return to Fireside lore, you notice that I set this up as a 2-camera setup now, where you've got a camera on the fire and a camera on us. I figured after the last time we did it, it'd be nice if you guys actually felt like you were by the fire with us. So here's your Fireside cam. I figured that would be good. All right.
I think it looks good. Okay.
I'm going to sit back with my scotch while Pip reads what?
Fold.
All right.
Ever heard of Andal Brask? You shoulda. One of the old heroes, before Black Gardens and Hive Guards and that cabal-shaped mess we just cleaned up. Yeah, he was something. Hunter part of the Vanguard before yours truly. More importantly, he was my friend. A brother, even. Andal and I used to run with one heck of a crew. That was before he got himself roped into fire teaming up with the top brass. We were legendary. Ran scouting parties looking for survivors to lead back city-side. Mapped lost sites where old tech or supplies might still be worth the salvage. Hunted plenty of fallen. Never an easy task, especially in the early days. And by early days, I mean my early days. A lot of Guardians have been around longer than me, but even in my newborn new life, the city had a lot of growing up to do. And us Guardians had a hell of a lot to learn. Trouble is, you only ever seem to learn the hard way. The Red War. That time Crota woke up cranky and slept around more Guardians than I can count. Twilight Gap. And all the bad that happened before my time. The Iron Lords and their tussle with Siva. 6 fronts. And those are just the headline grabbers. So many lessons learned. So many lives lost. But in truth, I've always felt it's the day-to-day struggles where we learn the most about the world, about ourselves. Being inside the city walls, sure, we're reminded what we're fighting for, but outside the walls, it puts a face to all we've lost. Puts a reality to how far we've fallen. Abandoned roads, crumbling cities, rust and ruin, ruin and rust. But if the city gives us a reason to fight for the now, those old dead places always give me hope for tomorrow. Rusted, broken skeletons or not, if you squint, you can see all we were and all we can be. That's why when Andal and I left the road and joined the Vanguard, me and the crew hoped he'd... that's why when Andal left the road and joined the Vanguard, me and the crew hoped he'd get the others, Osiris, Zavala, and even the Speaker, to see what we saw. The city was a refuge, yeah, but if we hid too long, let all we'd lost get picked apart by pirates and warmongers, we'd lose our humanity. Just like we lost Andal.
How is everyone tonight? It's good to see everybody. There's some people coming in now. You're joining the Tea Monster and his better half, Pit Valentine. Twitch Moms. That's your new handle now, Twitch Moms.
I told me, you got confused by that.
I
leaned into it. Why not?
You leaned into it. So it's Twitch Moms. Twitch Moms on Twitch, and you also know me as Twitch Dad. But we're enjoying Fireside lore tonight. Again, for those of you who are new to this and you wondered how Fireside lore happens, the channel points for my channel is Golden Gears, and for everyone who has acquired 10,000 Golden Gears and they redeem them, you get one piece of lore that I read by the Fire Pit. And I am working on finishing off the remaining 13 pieces of lore after we reached about 23 the last go round. So hope the migraine is taking a hike. It finally did sometime this afternoon.
When the weather cleared up.
When the weather cleared up and when we podcast the shared desk, that's when I felt like that was the first time I felt normal all weekend, with the exception of Friday. Friday was a lot of fun with the wing off and everything like that, but I am feeling better. And originally I was going to try to do some Savathun lore, but because of there was no continuous book about Savathun just pops up in a whole bunch of different places. I figured instead I wanted to go with something that would be a little bit of fun and
had a narrative.
Had a narrative, and that's why we're going with the book of Cayde. That's important. Last night I got to do something similar. Hung out with my dad and his friends outside and played guitar, mandolin, banjo, etc. Had a blast with some good beer as well.
That sounds
My
fun.
dad has cool friends. That's nice to hear, Panic. It's very nice to hear.
I hope our daughter thinks that of us.
I'd like to think that. I'd like to think that. Okay, so continue on with the book, The Man They Called Cayde. This book is called this entry is called Flop. I play nice with the Vanguard now, but it wasn't always that way. Not that we were enemies, we just tended to see things through a different lens. But Andal, playing nice was his forte. He was always more, I think, diplomatic is the word. Our big play back in the day was get the Vanguard to loosen their leash, let us explore, let us lead a new era of expansion, and the riches of the system would be ours. Ours, as in everybody's, of course, but we get our cut. In hindsight, we were way too ambitious. Didn't see it in that light at the time, but then again, you never do. When Andal joined the Vanguard, he was our inside man. It was a sweet deal. He would drop intel on new stashes, our fallen movements, and Shiro and I would jump the gun, hit him first, claim what we could, deliver the rest of the city. Maybe we skimmed a little off the top. Nothing excessive, just a finder's fee. Probably should be pointing all this out, if for anybody to judge. What's the statute of limitations on misspent youth? Whatever, long time ago. But it speaks to what I'm getting at. I always tried to do right, even if I occasionally got sidetracked. Andal joining the Vanguard was a gift in some ways, a bummer in others. More importantly, he made a deal, given his word, to me and to himself, when he took the dare. I won, he lost. So he left the road, joined the bigwigs up in the Vanguard. He reminded me of a lesson I've always known, but every now and then would forget. You give your word, you keep it. But the longer Andal was up in that tower, caged, my word, never his, the more he saw things the Vanguard way. Looking back, he was only ever doing the right thing. Seeing him change in truth, grow as a guardian and as a person. I never admitted this, but I thought less of him. My best friend, my closest ally, all because he stuck to his word, accepted the dare, and even when he came up on the bad end, he never wavered from doing exactly what he said he'd do. Join the damn Vanguard. Leave me and Shiro to have all the fun. I thought he was a sucker. Turns out the only sucker was me. It would have been really nice if they could have recorded Fillion doing this. This would have been right up Fillion's alley. You almost hear that that sad harmonica or sad violin they would always play during Firefly. Yeah. I mean, you should hear that in the background. If you're watching
Neither of us
this,
played the harmonica.
Yeah, exactly. So find like the sad, slow pieces,
like cowboy
music, and have that playing in the background while we've got the fire going and everything. I think that'll be good.
Okay, Raise.
So Steampunk Rick has enough that he can buy another one if we so desire. That's on you. If you want to add to tonight, you go on ahead and you add on to tonight, or if you bank it later, it's for another time.
Yes.
But I won't lie. Tonight's a really good night for it. Okay, go. This is what?
Raise. In case you can't tell, I ain't the best storyteller. I can be. Boy howdy, can I rip a yarn. Don't believe me? Ask CC. Don't believe him? Ask the Colonel.
That's the chicken.
Those two have heard things you wouldn't believe. Just that what I'm doing here, the whole based on a true story thing, I can feel myself trying to talk around what I want to say. Fill it with the old poop and circumstance. I'm trying, though, fighting my better angels to get what I need to say. And what I need to say starts with Andal. Andal and the dare. My dare. Our dare. The hunter's dare. It's a stupid thing, but it's an honor thing. And it cost me a friend. It cost me my friend. But before the dare, we had Tannix. Hell, after the dare, we had Tannix. After my dare, we had Tannix. Always comes back to Tannix, don't it? For the uninitiated, Tannix is a fallen mercenary with no house but the house that pays him. Most fallen won't deal with him. But when a captain, or an archon, or a kell needs something done, and their crew ain't cutting it, or when they want a job done real hush-hush, they call Tannix. Am I saying it properly?
Yep, you're saying it properly.
Back in the day, me, Shiro, Andal, and a few others got on radars we'd rather stay off. The fallen houses put out bounties. A lot of glimmer on our heads. A lot of ether. Tannix took the gig. Only we didn't know. There have been stories of a renegade fallen dropping bodies, but nothing ever concrete. So we just brushed them off as more of the same. Nothing we couldn't handle, even on an off day. I mean, we were all aware the fallen were dangerous. Big time threat each day, every day. But a solitary fallen boogeyman, free of house, cutting down guardians one by one? Yeah, right. Until, yeah, right, was standing right in front of us. First impression, he was a big boy. Bad attitude. Second, he was standing over the body of Neon Ruo. Didn't know her well, but we'd done a few runs. That day was supposed to be an in and outer, but then Tannix. Neon never got back up, and Shiro's boy lost his ghost. Full on RTL. Returned to light. Gone and done. The whole scene was a blur. Lost our haul, and hauled our butts out of there. Still not sure how we lost Tannix and his boys, just lucky we did. Of course, ditching that troublemaker wasn't the end. Shiro and I got back, filled Andal in on the what went down as soon as we found him. This was before his Vanguard days. He'd been running a second grab on a cache out west. Wasn't back till the next night. We told him about Neon. Lush was freaking out about his ghost. Couldn't blame him. Still can't. Then we did the dumb thing. We got cocky.
Nice. Very good.
I think after a few more drinks, more Nathan Fillion comes
You might
out.
get more Nathan Fillion.
More Nathan comes out.
More
yes.
Cowboy comes out. That was Rays, right?
That was...
Rays. Yeah, because I had the
yeah.
flops, so Rays. And thanks to Nerd Girl and Steampunk Rick, we got to do 2 more tonight. So 2 more tonight. 2 more tonight. After this book, we will find 2 more to do. 2 more to do. All right. By the way, I am enjoying the Highland Park Dark Origins tonight.
Ooh.
And it's real good. And I gave it a generous amount of crushed ice because I really wanted it to be chilled.
It's actually really nice out here right now.
It is beautiful out
It
here
is a
tonight.
perfect night. It's not too hot. It's
Right.
not nasty.
It's perfect for this kind of thing. It's perfect for this kind of thing.
Vaguest hint of autumn.
Yes.
Autumnal.
Well,
Hint.
more like the big, yeah.
It's an autumnal hint in the air.
Autumnal, fall, whatever you want to call it.
I like
It's
autumnal.
yeah, I'm a big fall guy myself.
Fall guys.
All right. This one is called Turn. Tannix didn't announce himself, didn't say a word, just laughed a few times and tried like hell to kill us all. But we knew it was him. Stories matched the story, you know, which meant the boogeyman had a face. The boogeyman was real. We could hunt real. We could track real. We could end real. Andal said something like, the hunter is about to become the hunted at the hands of the hunters he'd hunted. I know, don't laugh. I didn't. He was a great guy, even if his humor was a bit forced. Seems like a nice way to put it. But he wasn't wrong. Lush wanted to join up, a little payback for his little light. But we nixed that. Loved the kid, but no ghost meant no way. Poor fella died his final death, RTL, less than a cycle later. Went on a run solo. Didn't tell anyone. Never came back. Shiro used to spin stories about him. Still does. Like he's still out there, living a life we only dream of. Traveling unknown roads, digging up untold treasures. My favorite's the one about the Rat King. How Lush joins up with the folk tale, and together they fight the wars we don't see. It's just a fantasy, but I like it. It's the kind of bedtime story I used to tell Ace as he was fighting off sleep when he was here. But he's not here. Neither is Lush, neither is Andal. And someday neither will I. Didn't have a Hunter Vanguard back then, what with Kaito Swift River finally being declared dead after 2 years MIA, and his dare nowhere to be found. Speaker said it was on the rest of us hunters to figure it out. That first night back, Amble and I were up too late. Not a new thing. He drank, I drank, he got tanked, I'm a robot. And we made the pact. Dare issued and accepted. See, there was that opening up on the Vanguard. Hunter slot. We both wanted Taniks. Only one would get the killing blow and the glory. The loser had to hang him up and lock themselves away in a tower. Leave the lonely roads to the real dealers. We both laughed. I wish I could hear him laugh again. Just once. Funny how all the cool kids leave the party too soon.
Wow.
That last line kind of hits home.
It
with,
does.
Especially with the loss of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
That's been hanging on my head. That hasn't made the migraines any easier to deal with. So, raise a glass to Chadwick.
Yep.
Thank you.
What a life. Wish it could have been longer, but man.
Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Long live the king. Long live the king. Okay. I just realized something. You can actually go forward back down there. So this one is all you. I'm gonna
all
put
in. You go and fix that up.
I'm gonna fix
Step
up the fire.
carefully over any cords that are there. All in. Hey, kid. I know I don't write you very often, you know, but it's better than never. Ain't easy for me to find the words. I mean it is. I find them, but I know they're not always the right ones. Too much flash. Too much looking out for how I'm looking. Not enough just telling how it is. That's why I'm doing this, Ace. That's why you and me are having these words. Easier to say them than scroll them. This way, now that I'm doing it, it feels more honest, if I'm being... feels more true. Thing is, and I'm sorry it's like this, but I can only talk to you in my mind, in my heart. This is how 1-to-1 works now. Father and son. Cayde and his firecracker ace. What am I doing? Reality is, ain't no telling who I'm talking to. Hell, it could be me. The me after me. Hi, me, looking good. Sorry you can't remember all you can remember. That's just an XO's lot in life. Though, if you are me sitting on the other side, I gotta tell you, I never wanted this. You never wanted this. I made it real clear. To the Big Z, to Akora, Banshee, Amanda, my pal Jimmy down at the ramen spot, that if anyone finds that deep stone crypt thingy, I stop counting at 6. No higher. You hear me? No higher. I think there's just something about the number 7 that gives me the heebie-jeebies. Unlucky. Overrated. I don't know. Just a number with a bad mojo in my book. So if you've got a 7 in tow or above, someone's changed the game. Someone's not playing nice. Might want to do something about that. If you haven't listened to the earlier files, the start of this ramble, find them. Hear them. You might not want to take lessons from an unknown reflection, but trust me, whatever kind of man you are, you could be better. Also, these are journals. Don't call them a diary. A three-eyed gal with a preference for deep holes and nightmares always calls them diaries. Don't take cues from her. Oh, anyway. End of the day, new me, if that's you, you get to choose who and how you want to be. The hope is maybe I can guide you a bit, like me before me did. And when you get to the part about the kid and the girl, my ace and my queen, they're yours too. By right, because they are all yours. A gift. And you'll be better for it. And if you don't feel that thing, that soft spot in the middle of all that circuitry, when you get to them, then, if you are me, you ain't like me at all. And that means you're trouble. The good kind or the bad, impossible for me to know. All I can do is give you the tools to raise you right. That goes for you too, Ace, if you're listening. Hell, it goes for anyone. Strangers, old friends, new enemies. Learn from me. Be better than me. Because I'd really hate to think whoever you are is someone I wouldn't get along with.
They really do nice jobs with this lore.
Yeah, they do.
They really do. They really do. I think they've gotten better at the lore. Okay. This is one called River. Not to be confused with River from River Tam, but yeah, River. Honor. It's tricky. Means different things to different folks. Like your word. Well, your word's your word. You give it, you keep it. Do that regardless of all the rest, and that's honor right there. And let me tell you, kid, honor matters. It's a weapon in its own right. And a shield. Zavala knows. Ikora knows. Savathun and Sax, they probably know a little too much. All the best guardians, you know. People trust your word. They'll trust you. And trust? It's hard to come by and easy to lose. Give your word, keep your word, and when all else fails, you have friends there to pick up the slack. Even if you don't, you find yourself all alone, odds stacked, final curtain set to drop, at least you can go out knowing you did the right thing when it was asked. Now, don't get me wrong, the right thing, like honor, can be a malleable concept. It shifts and bends. I'm getting poetic here. Waxen warlock, we call it. Not my intent, but sometimes I can see the value in their thinking, their way with words. Look at that. There's another lesson. Find value in another. I don't have much in common with a Ramrod Titan or a Floofy Warlock, but that's the key. So that's where the Floofy Warlock, I think, comes from, is from Cayde.
The Floofy Warlock.
Floofy Warlock. I feel attacked. I feel attacked by the memory of Cayde. There you are. There you are. Because I floof quite a bit. All right.
Showdown.
Showdown. Here we go.
Back to honor. Back to Andal. Andal was my brother. Figuratively, but I find more often than not, the family you unearth along the way is more real than the family you thought was the... Never mind. Andal was my brother. Period. Tanix was the four-armed murdering guardian... Tanix was the four-armed murdering guardian hunter who... Yeah. Andal and I, we made a bet. Only bet ain't the right word, not among hunters. What we did meant more. We offered a dare. The dare. I to him, him to me. Kill Tanix, or get chained to vanguard duty. Hunt the hunter and come out on top, or wear a leash. This was our honor, our word. The hunter dare dates back to nobody knows when. There are all kinds of stories about the first dare, but there's no way to discern the truth of a thing done who knows when by who knows whom. It was the first dare that time, a hunter. Oh, and mind you, this was way before anyone even imagined calling themselves hunters or titans or warlocks. This was Risen days. The Chosen weren't organized back then, no code, and didn't get it, no matter how much their ghosts talked their ears off. Back when the first ones got their spark lit, they were just as likely to be a self-involved tyrant as a decent human being. Ask me to tell you about the warlords sometime. Ha! Bunch of old, newly res tough guys misusing the light like a bunch of old ignoramuses. Ignorami? Regardless, not a fan. But who is? Am I rambling? Anyway, that first challenge of honor between those who'd one day call themselves hunters. Was it Tuval Valley Jump? The Shade Runner's Sprint? The Moonlight Draw? Cabasul's Last Stand? The Great Scrounge Hunt? The Lesser Scrounge Hunt? No one knows. I sure as heck don't. But which was first don't matter. They were all first. They were all the dare to set the table and inspire other dares. What matters is, once a dare was offered, if it was taken, it was took. It was on you. It was in you. Not metaphysically, I'm not talking warlock hocus pocus. I'm talking honor. Accepting the dare is giving your word. So Andal and I, we offered, accepted, and doomed ourselves because we didn't take into account the depths of my arrogance. Seems my arrogance is where it always falls apart.
Okay.
Now it's getting interesting.
It's getting interesting to begin with.
It's very well written. Definitely,
yes, it
definitely a good tone.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely in the tone. It's definitely in the tone of Cayde.
Yeah.
And this is a good atmosphere for it. For those of you who are just joining us, first off, I just want to do a quick audio check because I know that when I was trying to stream this off of my laptop, we were getting echoes and strange audio effects that we didn't necessarily want or ask for. So I want to make sure that the audio looks okay. I know the video is moody enough. I mean, when Pip leans in, you can actually see her face, and that's kind of nice. The fire is casting off some light, giving us a little bit of flicker, so that's that's good in its own right. I just want to make sure everything sounds good and looks good. But this is Fireside Lore, and I'm the T Monster. You can call me T Monster, or Twitch Dad. I'm here with my better half, Pip Ballantyne, Twitch Moms on Twitch actually, and we're just we're here enjoying the night ambience,
which includes some loud cars driving over there.
Which cars?
I prefer the crickets and the frogs.
Yeah, the crickets are nicer than the cars. But we've got. I'm assuming if those aren't frogs, those are cicadas.
I think those are frogs.
Except for the sound of the
car exhaust, man.
I hope they're not drag racing down here because this is not the place to go drag racing. But
I think they're probably on the.
That sounds really close.
It does. It sounds like it's on the parkway.
And if it's on the parkway, that's really
bad choice.
Bad choice. But we've got the fire. We've got some lore here, and how we get the lore here is for every 10,000 golden gears that are redeemed, which are my channel points. I go on ahead and I read a piece of lore, or Pip reads a piece of lore, and tonight we've had an extra 20,000 redeemed. So now we're going to be doing another 2 pieces of lore tonight once we're done with the Book of Cayde. So speaking of the Book of Cayde, here we go. This is from the man they called Cayde. This is Winner Take All. Tanix was a pain. Turns out that wasn't the real problem, though it was high on the list at the time. The real problem, the freak's still a pain. He ain't no guardian, but the dude's been dead, and not more times than I can track. Died twice by my hand alone. Second time, I even looked to deliver some insurance, but he was hauled off by his goons before I could add more lead to the collection I deposited in his chest, and neck, and gut, and head. That second time don't matter. I mean, it does, sure, but the important bit here is our first go-round. When Andal and I made our bet, that wasn't a bet, but really a dare, the dare, we were eager and ready to track Tannix and hit him with some payback. I had the good luck of finding Tannix first. Had the good luck to kill him, too. So I thought. So we all thought. What followed was a party. Osiris even showed up. He and the speaker had sent Saint 14 after Tannix as well. And maybe Saintie's one hell of a titan, but we're hunters. No way we're losing the kill. Looking back, I wish maybe we had. Andal kept his word, joined the vanguard. I tried talking him out of it. We made the dare in a compromised state. Shiro and I had just been roughed up. Neon was gone. Lush was broken. Emotions were high. Liquid was flowing, and I wasn't buying it. Neither was Andal. Not really. The dare's the dare. To back out would have been a mark. Would have called Andal into question to every hunter out there. Even to me. I never would have admitted it to him, but you know. Things got a little weird between us once he joined the vanguard. All my doing. And I missed him. Didn't like seeing him, one of the best rule breakers and world walkers anyone had ever seen, bogged down with bureaucrats. But the weirdness passed. Brothers don't stay mad at brothers. That's just the way it is. As we settled into the new norm, the good times started to roll. They kept on rolling, too. For a while, anyway. I like the way this one starts.
Bluff. I don't play well with loss. I just don't. It's something I tend to avoid actively. It's weird, but that's where my queen comes in. And before you make a reef joke or mention that witch and her witches or her mopey little brother, don't. My queen is not that queen. My queen is love. My queen is my heart. My queen is hard to explain. She is my memory of love. My understanding of it only exists through her. But she's not here. She's long gone. So I cling to the feeling I get when imagining her, and when I do, I am oh so content. But it's a struggle. We lose so much in this life. Any life. All lives, really. But this life, this last safe city, end of all things kind of life, even when we win, it seems like all we do is lose. Scratch that. I don't believe that. If there's one thing I'm not, it's a defeatist. I mean, I defeat. I definitely defeat. One might even say defeating things is my job. One of my jobs, one of many. What's not my job is pessimism. It's just not my thing. I'm a high-octane optimist and nothing but hugs. Mostly. Not always. Always gets annoying, but mostly, I'm the life of the party. Not that you could tell from all this woe is me soul bearing I've been laying on thick for what, 11 entries now? 10? In fact, at this point, if you're still listening, you're a braver soul than I. But where was I? Oh, yeah. Optimism. I'm full of it, amongst other things, if certain unnamed individuals are to be believed. But, yeah. Each new day we're here is one heck of a reward. Heck of a win. And we should own that. Enjoy it. Embrace it. But Never take it for granted. Had a warlock friend who used to say, take it for granite. Like the rock, like Granite. Smartest guy I've ever known, but maybe he wasn't, you know. For granite. Almost as dumb as his catchphrases. Come on, Cayde, stay on target. Each new day, hell of a thing. Embrace it, enjoy it, but never forget. It's a hard life. And when friends fall, when brothers fade, when your queen... When we lose the things that matter, well, a lot of people can use that. Own it, that pain, that loss. They find a way to motivate, to celebrate. For all my charms, seeing the good in the gone ain't one. And my queen helps me through that because I believe she was something special. She was good. She had to be, and yeah, I do. So damn much. When the others I've lost along the way start to weigh me down, I think of her. And she just overrides everything else. That's how strong her pull is. That's how big the hole she left is. Massive. It devours. She swallows all the other bad things. Not sure it's healthy, the way I deal with loss, but that's my way. It's what works for me, and it makes me happy. Thinking of her makes me happy. And the loss fades away. Is this the last one of this?
Well, yeah, it is. And then we have two more after this because of Nerd Girl and Steampunk Rick. So
Okay.
So we'll try to figure out what we're gonna read after
Let's
this.
get to the end of this one.
Yep. So this is the last entry in A Man They Called Cayde, and this is called Bad Beat. Been trying hard to give you a sense of what matters to me, but also to find a way to talk about things that scare me. Thing really singular, and that thing is loss. Losing. I'm a poor loser. I admit it. I run from it. Full speed. Others don't. Others accept it. But everything I said about my queen is true. She is my shield. She is also a lie. I don't know when I made her up, or better, I don't know when I decided to believe in a life I don't know and can never truly own. Was it during this life? Was my rebirth as a guardian, or the void everything I was before? What drove me to invent comfort? Possible, even likely, but I'm not sure. I do have flashes of a memory of the life I had before I was a guardian, but that's all they are, flashes. Quick flickers of people and places in my dreams, or in that space between a bullet and getting rezzed. I see a woman there. And she is all I've ever known of a life long since gone. I feel love for her. Is that love a memory? Or am I simply loving the memory? I've convinced myself of the former. I've concocted a truth to make myself whole. The kid, the woman, I do not know them. They are not real. And I wish I did. And I wish they were. They're just the two best cards I could find to keep up my sleeve when the odds were stacked against me. I made them real in my mind and in my heart. I fell in love with the idea of them. And I crafted a truth that allowed me to feel. In truth, it was selfish. When I came to for the first time, I felt so alone, broken. My ghost tried to comfort me, but this life felt hollow, so I ran. But the flashes, like daydreams, they promised something more, something other than suffering and war, so I clung to them. and I built my truth, and it made me a better man. Some would dispute the fact. Some would say a good man who lies to himself is good only because he hides from the truth. But I disagree. I think in this world you need to find what is best for you and cling to it. That's all I did. I found what moved me and I fought for it. Without Ace and without my queen to listen to me, to hear me, to see me, there's no telling who I would have become. But I know. And I know there's a chance it wouldn't have been very nice. So that's what I'm offering you here. A chance. Look at my life. Look at the things I've said, the things I've done. See how the promise of a simpler life and true, pure love, even if it was all just a game, see how it drove me, directed me. Now, go find your own. I know this confession isn't as clean as you may like, but then again, it's not a confession. It's a warning. Find the path to your best self and walk it. Because the alternative is a lonely road. Don't you ever forget it. Otherwise, I may just have to come back and kick your ass. See you later, pal. Cayde 6.
Oh.
That was good.
So he was saying that the Queen and Ace were all.
Well, there's a scene in the original when Cayde is on his when he loses his ghost.
Yeah.
And he knows that the next blow is going to kill him.
Yeah.
Or just before that, before he knows that he's on his last legs.
Yeah.
He looks down at his gun, which is called the Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm coming home, Ace." And a lot of people believe that the Ace and the Queen is the son and the wife that he had before he was killed and uploaded into an XO as Cayde 1.
Ah, okay.
And that is what the reference is to.
What a great character.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It was a great character. He was. There's a reason why he was so beloved in this.
Applause to Bungie for taking the risk of killing a beloved character.
That was a big gamble on their part. That was a big gamble on their part. But they wanted to.
It makes it obvious. It's like any book where a beloved character is killed. It makes it obvious that everything is, because that's what Game of Thrones originally was known for. Most people had the expectation that the character that they love would always live.
Yeah. But that isn't a new thing. Since we're talking about Filion, look at what happened. I remember being in the theater.
Yeah.
In Serenity, and hearing as soon as they had all landed, and I remember hearing Alan Tudyk said, "I am a leaf on the wind. Watch how I." And then I saw that spear come through his body, and I just was like, "Wait, what?" And
that was a signal that they could all die.
And that's what I thought at the very end. I'm like,
they're all going to die.
They're all going to die, and I'm like, what were they thinking? And then when you saw how bad Filion was getting beaten up by Chidwa Ifuje, it was relentless. And then he does that thing where he stuns the guy and he goes, "Yeah, a bit of shrapnel took out my kidney," and that's and I'm like, what? Wait, what? And props to Whedon, but man, he did that sort of even before Game of Thrones. He did that. I still remember the Buffy episode where Buffy's mom died.
Yeah.
And she literally just came home and there was Buffy. Buffy
Mom.
came home and there's Mom and she's dead on there, and it was just yeah. So it was a major gamble.
So what two are we going to read?
So we got 2 more to read, chat. So I think. The 2 we're going to read, I specifically looked up something that involves Savathun. And we've got transcripts.
Festering Core.
The Festering Core and A Shadow Overhead. I think those 2 are good. So I'm going to go with The Shadow Overhead and then I'll give you the festering core.
You're going to let me do the last one then?
Yeah, I'll let you do the last one.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh wait.
This looks more like a script.
This is a script. This isn't right. No, that's
we
that's
don't
not
have we don't have a cast of players.
No, we don't have a cast of players for that one. Let me see. See, this is the tough one, Jack, because now we're working without a script.
Nothing.
Thanks. The Green Boy. Thanks for the book Twitch for Dummies. It's helped me a lot.
Oh, good.
Green Boy, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that it's working for you. I hope your streams are going well and it's going smoothly. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's always nice to hear.
Always nice to hear. Let's go with this. This is called MCXXV, or I'm trying to translate that. MC.
Excuse me, that's 25. Something's 100 and... my Roman numerals.
My Roman numerals are off. Sorry, everybody.
C is 50, isn't it? So
something like
100
no. C is 100. M is so it's
1,000.
It's 1,000.
And 80.
Oh, hang on. 1,125.
Yeah.
1,125. Took a moment, but we got it. We got it, chat. So let's see what this says. 1,125 forthcoming. Recorded by Scribe Exalt. When the great Emperor Callus in the shadow of Earth has nearly conquered the system, the Leviathan was rocked by a great disturbance. Royal mechanics reported that in the inner rooms of the ship, a strange rift had opened, and from it came the acrid stench of high ritual pyres. I am Savathun. I am death. It was through this rift that Savathun, the Witch Queen, allowed her monstrous children to pour into the belly of the great ship and flood its corridors with a clicking and skittering. A great many of the Leviathan's inhabitants were filled with dread and fright. While this coward invents his histories and futures, I wait. These messages are my gift to you. But the great Emperor Callus has seen death at the edge of the universe and was not afraid, for this witch and her spawn were not death. Said the laughing Emperor to his beloved Shadow of Earth, "Remove the wretched Savathun from my hallways. I have no use for her or her children. So consumed are they by their tragic hunger, the hive would cast a weak shadow. Erase them from that great horizon that awaits us, for they have no place at my table when the end comes." And so the Shadow of Earth exterminated the children of Savathun. When the mother herself sought to slither back into the hole from whence she'd come, the Shadow of Earth followed her to her throne and slew her there, to die her final death. A note describes Shajak. Please be advised that although our great Emperor knows the shape of the future very well, we cannot presume its texture. Refrain from making such sweeping, grandiose assumptions about unknowable technologies like those of the Athenium worlds. It will save us a great deal of rewriting later. Delete this footnote upon the actualization of this history, and appropriate corrections made to describe Shagok's record. So that was that one. Now let's see.
What will you have me?
Let's see. I think injection. Oh yeah, this ought to be good. Injection. This is from the book Truth to Power, and you get to read a bit about. This ought to be good.
Savathun is the name.
Savathun is the tricky one. 11 follows in 2 months. Oh, sorry, I can't give you some bits. That's okay. That's okay, Green Boy. And you know what? 11 followers in 2 months. That's a great start. And you got to remember, as I said in the book, you all start somewhere, and you just have to. I would say that the best way to cultivate follows is to not only set yourself a schedule, but set up a place to build your community, like Discord. And the other thing I would also say is make sure you stay in communication with your community, whether it's 11 or whether it's 1100. Stay in touch with them. Let them know who you are, and let them know when you're going live. And try different things, like what we're doing here with Fireside Lore. This is something very different. We don't know if anyone is actually doing anything like this, but that's what we do. and I try to do stuff different. So this is our last.
Injection.
This is our last piece of lore for tonight. Unless anybody else redeems lore for tonight. This is called Injection, read by my lovely wife Pip. So you can be as creative as you like with this one.
Eris Morn's body twitches and folds. The sweat on her brow squirms back to her pores and burrows in like glistening lava. Suddenly, there is a sound like a single bone struck upon a metal plate, and in the dark interval between two firework detonations, the body loses all structure, falls loosely upon itself like a rag, drifting in water, tumbles, then snaps suddenly flat and taut into a pane of leather and skin. Through that pane comes a long black needle, and the skin around it dimples into the erratic spun cancer topology of some gruesome four-dimensional waveform which no monist process could ever produce. Out of that needle, as if dispatched into the world through fatal injection, comes the emaciated magnificence of Dul Incaru. Dul Incaru. I must yield truth to you, the hive wizard sings in a voice that would make the terms of an equation flee from each other and hide in the arrays of distant sets so that arithmetic itself would collapse. It is in the architecture of these spaces to reward the victor. There is no cura.
Yes.
Cura here. There are no vex, nor any conspiracy to untake that which was taken by my uncle, and which now serves my queen. All those lies were part of my throne world, which you have sought. Is my cyclical death not the very engine which brings you here again and again in hope of answers? Thus, I do own the portion of your mind which you devote to truth's pursuit. What would you ask to know about my mother? The crested head twitches with alien emotion. The fungal shoulders roll beneath their armored plate. Is she the one you seek? Witch Queen Savathun, Arcantrope, Queen of Encrypts, the Black Needle, deepest in the High Coven, emancipator of worms, the missing piece of all puzzles, who shall see the cosmos unborn into an infinitely dwindled egg.
This is why everybody wants her to read nothing.
Shall I tell thee of the destiny she has realized for you? Of the right and singular fate which Medusa foresaw, and to which all your principles and purposes will bring you? Shall I betray the truth which you have earned, of my purpose in this endless city, and of the new way in which her hive will turn? So be it. You will know, though it shall doom you. Verse 154, I3, her new compact. Now in ancient days, her brother Oryx spoke accordingly to the plan Savathun had devised for him. Saith Oryx, the worm within demands tribute. Now you shall kill what you can and take what killing you need to grow, or for your own purposes, if you dare, tithe the rest to that which rules you. Thus, tribute will ascend the chain, and excess shall pool at the height, as unlike river to ocean. But Savathun, desiring neither a chain nor a pool, set about devising a secret way to feed the worms of her broods. Thus she would escape the trap. In her modest cunning, which she prefers not to be overstated, so as to preserve her from the scorn of gossips, she gathered several of her ascendants who were in danger of being consumed by their worms. Then she pushed them through a rupture into close orbit of a black hole. Deep in gravity's embrace, time passed slowly for them. "See how their worms are satisfied," Savathun said, "for their hunger grows sluggishly, but their servants continue to dispatch tribute at the ordinary rate." But the worms sensed the deception and increased their demands. Thus, the orbiting sacrifices were consumed, and their remnants fell into the event horizon from which not even the hive might return. Now Savathun came into possession of the Vex Kura. Kura?
Cool.
Kura.
That works.
Now Savathun came into possession of the Vex Kura, whose creation she had secretly engineered. But she feared that Kura would still spy on her for inquisitive oryx. So she led her portion of the hive into a black hole, saying, "Siblings, listen. We must part ways a while, so that we may grow different. Now we stake everything upon cunning," said she whose lies may alter truth. "Slaughter each other so that I may reap tribute, and devise for you a new compact, which shall judge thy claim to existence." This pleased the ever-hunger, whose epitaph betrayed an interest in time and appetite. Admired her cunning, as she used tribute to teach Kura to use hive magic as a computational oracle to solve unsolvable problems. One of these problems was the navigation and engineering of the singularity. Then Savathun went out from her throne world unto the singularity, which she looked upon and understood. "Upon this place I shall assemble my design, Ayat."
That was good. That was really good, honey.
Look, this is my design.
This is my design. Props if you get what that's a pull from.
Yes.
Oh man, nicely done, baby. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, Savathun's a major player in Destiny lore right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, and the Green Boy is back with that follow. Thank you very much, Green Boy. I
Yes.
appreciate that. So, at the beginning of Pip's reading, you might have seen that I was. Looks like this is the night, Green Boy, for people concerning Twitch for Dummies, because somebody just reached out to me on Twitter and asked me a real quick. They basically said, "I'm sorry for cutting the stream short, guys. Twitch or Slobs, which is short for Streamlabs OBS, keeps cutting my stream off every 5 minutes, and it's draining. I appreciate all 9 of you who came. I wish I could provide more, but it won't stop cutting off. Hopefully I can fix. Love." So I just dropped one to. I'm just going to say real quick. Check the stream key, because with the stream key, if you swap out stream keys, and that is a like for a charity, like to host a charity, a charity stream.
It can futz with it?
Yeah, like a charity stream, it can screw up your stream if you don't replace your stream key with your original or new key. My 2 cents. Good luck. And you know, so that was why when you saw me at the beginning of Pip's reading, I was actually, ooh, look at that. Oh, I haven't. I just randomly started happening last week or so. It's disconnected and showed a light blue. Okay, hang on. I haven't. It just randomly started happening last week or so. It'll disconnect and then show a light blue screen on a stream with a guy grabbing his hair. That sounds like... No,
That sounds interesting.
That sounds like... That sounds weird.
Something to take to
I would look and see if you can generate a new key. If not, reach out.
To Streamlabs?
Reach out to Streamlabs.
Because they all want things to work.
Yeah, reach out to Streamlabs on Discord. Sorry, everybody, but so is the nature. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Reach out to Streamlabs on Discord. Again, good luck.
I think I'm gonna.
Okay. Well, no, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up. Just give me a second. Oh, the guy gave me a follow, I think. Yeah, he gave me a follow on Twitter. But yeah, sometimes that'll happen. So if you check the book, Green Boy, there's something that you get from Twitch called a stream key. And if you are doing, like, for example, when Steve Saylor and I did our night on Logitech G's channel, we were using their stream key, and I had to take it off of my Streamlabs and use their stream key. So sometimes that'll when you're changing around stream keys, that can happen. So you just have to be real careful about that. Anyway, so kind of a busy night as well as a good night of storytelling. We are all caught up with our Fireside lore. Again, remember, if you want to have an impact on the channel, take a look at my channel points. They're called Golden Gears, and for every 10,000 Golden Gears you redeem, I or my wife will read a piece of Destiny lore. Since that's what we do here is Destiny. And again, thank you all very much for joining us. This was a perfect night, especially compared to the last time we did this, when it was swelteringly hot. This time it's a very nice, cool night. It's very pleasant. We got cicadas out. We've got apparently drag racers up on the parkway, and we have people just hanging out with us. And we really appreciate each and every one of you being here. I know I do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let AutoHost do its thing and go and find a host on its own. But I just wanted to go on ahead and say to everybody, thank you all so much for the follows tonight, for the tips and the bits and the subs, and just making this channel a place you want to hang out and just enjoy. I know I appreciate it. So let me go on ahead and let me start up a little bit of music, and we'll end with some Destiny music. But again, thanks a lot. This is once again Fireside Lore. Hey, Telpre. The drag race is added to the mechanical atmosphere Destiny has. That's true, Telpre.
Maybe it was Cayde doing a drag race.
Yeah, running some memories through his mind. But yeah, everybody, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you're just jumping in and you missed all of it, don't worry. You can always go back and catch this on demand. But really, thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. It's been a great night, and we will see you all on stream this week. Remember to check Twitter and check my social before I go. Check my social for anything. Yes, I know. I'm chatting in my own channel. It's all right. Check in my channel for all the different places where you'll see what our weekly schedule is here. Thank you all again. Thank you, baby. Thank you for reading stuff.
No
and
problem.
we'll see you all later. Take care.
Catch you later.
Good night.